3, 2, 1. Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equity Store. I'm here with the great Wolf, and this is just a general share advice and not personal advice. Listen, Wolfie, listen, because I don't know, to honor fair journalism and being very independent. I mean, I had sort of Trump at the back yesterday, so I thought, because obviously I know you like Biden and I want to be independent and 50-50 and unbiased, I thought I'd put a photo of Biden. Oh, is that one of him falling over? Poor Mr. Biden. Anyway,
typical one-sided reporting.
Anyway, he won't remember, will he? From one day to the other.
He won't remember to tell you one day.
Well, he's not going to give me the Order of America anyway. I'll have to wait for Donald to get back in. All right, this is just general share advice and not personal. And that's not personal against Mr. Biden. Wolfie.
Yeah.
Big talk about his EBO, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Confession time after we see a share price fall, which we scratch our heads with. Remember, we're thinking, what's this all about? But you got to get out. You got to respect the charts here, right? If you're trading this, because we had no idea what's going on. But the rats were going, we got to get out for some reason. And that's what charting is about. It's about the rats, Dave, at the end of the day.
The rats were leaving it. They were leaving that sinking ship.
Absolutely. And today, what an announcement. Oh, my lordy lord. Losing a $2 billion contract with Chemist Australia, Dave, in 12 months' time. So, holy moly, what a hole that's going to. That's 30% of the total revenue that they've got. That's going to be massive to cover. And I know they're going to put on a brave face, and they have today, saying, you know, well, we've got drivers to hopefully fill that hole. You're not going to fill 30%, $2 billion revenues in 1 year. I'm telling you that right now. So this is going to get smacked. And I wonder what how the market will actually react to this, and what they're going to set out for the next 12 months, how they're going to, prepare themselves.
This could come back down to $25.
Look, it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, if you're talking about a apple for apple drop, so 30% lost revenue and 30% share price loss, yeah, I mean $25 looks pretty normal. But how's the market going to react? Is there some sort of a caveat saying, "Oh, don't worry, we are going to feel like 10% or 15% of this over the next 12 months"? I don't know. I mean, this is going to be fascinating what they're going to do, but that's a massive negative, and it just shows the risks with some of these companies when you never think about those risks, right? It's now they've gone, "Oh, but we've told you that this is going to be a risk." No, you haven't. You never say risk like that, right? You never thought that you're going to lose a $2 million contract. So, Dave, this is in the doghouse. This is going straight into the weekly wrap. Thank you very much.
Right. Okay. But it just shows you can't not. Cincinnati picks it every time, doesn't it? A lot of the time.
Picks the rats. I mean, that's what I've got to start calling this. The rats are leaving the ship. Get out.
All right. SXE will feel good. It's been a good dividend play. Is it still a good dividend play? Are you happy to hold this?
Yeah, I am. Still decent. A nice little announcement today. Contract wins. So from overall point of view, looking, status quo. Nothing's changed. I'm happy with how things are going.
ASB. Talk of a potential takeover for Austal.
Yep.
They had a big contract recently.
Yep.
What do you reckon, Wolf?
I think I'd say private equity is probably looking at this, because if you look at the numbers, let's just have a quick look. Hang on. So it's obviously, the business has got massive contracts on his books, right? Very, very tiny margins. So it will be attractive to someone out there who can improve the margins on these businesses. And if you look at it, let me see. It wouldn't take much to maybe improve a little bit out of this. So I could see someone, maybe private equity or someone with deep pockets coming in and having a go at this. What's the market cap? Yeah, about $1 billion, so 800 million. So someone will probably have to pay about $1 billion for this. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. So back to SB. Yeah, it is interesting, but I mean, yeah, it's not a buy yet anyway, right?
No.
For us, because
It never will be.
yeah, yeah. Right. Soul Pats are starting to come off, so that trade looks like it's over. And
Yep.
you can see Wolfie, obviously Coal. You've seen you know, one of its bigger companies. It holds NHC below trend. So Coal's having a little bit of a dip. It's had a nice little run. Looks like it could be coming back to some sort of support around that maybe $30.
Yep. Yep.
IPL.
Mhm.
It still pays a handsome dividend.
Yes.
What did you make of today's announcement, Sir Wolf?
Oh, change of CEO at any time is probably always going to be met with a little bit of volatility in the stock, whether it's positive, sometimes it's negative. Mostly it's probably viewed as negative, unless the share price is so low down that it may be like seen as a positive, going, finally we got rid of that dog. Right. So look, in this case, I don't know. I mean, for me, change of CEO is always, when I'm looking at a story, is probably time to sort of get out and just sit on the sidelines and just wait to see how things transpire. So for me, this is probably not a place to be in at the moment.
Oh, okay, all right. But at the moment, delivering
Very good dividends, looks cheap, but you know what? If you put it on a monthly, and just chuck it on the monthly for me, see if you can. I think $3 maybe was the case, wasn't it, to keep it still in there?
Yeah. So I just did put that on the monthly. It's around that. I think it's around $3, which is holding. It seems to have had a bit of a pattern. But this is trading at P of just under 8 and a dividend yield of just 9, Wolfie. I think grossed up around 12. But it's do you think they'll be able to keep that dividend going?
No, it's all about the earnings at the end of the day, Dave. And the problem is, a lot of the earnings is outside of their control, which is the urea prices and so on, right? So it's not an easy business to have faith that you're going to get steady dividends out of this. So maybe doesn't quite cut the mustard for everyone as a dividend player, but as long as it holds some sort of a level, maybe that $3 is your last line of defense, you hold on. Other than that, you move on to something else that makes a little bit more comfort for you in the portfolio.
All right, and A2 Milk is back into China.
Yeah, so they got permission to start reselling marketing in China again. So that's a big positive for them. And once it gets back over the trend lines, maybe we'll start looking at it as another little trade.
The trouble is, Wolf, it's like, the way this company's sort of been treated by China. Yeah, 1 minute you're allowed in, 1 minute you're allowed out, right? It's a long-term killer, isn't it? In a way.
It's to be honest, Dave, I've said it so many times, and I'm sticking to the same lines that I've had for 10 years plus that I've been with you. Anything to do with China, company-wise, it's always a big risk for me, and I'd rather not be in a company that relies on China as its main business because of their issues.
Well, you say China and Africa, and I say Spain. That we've nearly got the whole world covered, apart from a few spaces. So, and good to see Wolfie. That PANW had a big leap of faith. Obviously, a lot of people really liking the story, but it's not too late to get into that either. That's where you want to be, buying positively and stocks going up. And good to see. I'm going to call it your little BOE because I did steal it. I did.
So just with the PNW before you go on, they've just been added to the S&P 500. So that's another positive for them to probably go higher.
Right, excellent. And the little BOE is still looking good. So, Wolf, not too much to look at today. No real trades. I think we got that RBA decision. It looks to me, I'd be surprised, but I think it's going to be 25 basis points. Just reading the general commentary in the newspapers, I think they're going to go again. Unfortunately, Wolf. I think the market has factored that in. Actually, I'm looking at the. We're down nearly 1% today. I think the market is expecting.
So imagine if it wasn't, would have a huge rally on the hands.
I know, it's just it's pretty annoying, isn't it? But I think the market is factoring that in at the moment. We will see. On that note,
BOE looks pretty good, doesn't it? I mean, that looks like a standout out of probably much the charts that we've seen this week so far, on Monday and the Tuesday.
Yeah, and then listen, that DVP looks like it's going to edge up to that 480, 380, 385 as well. Again, a good little company and trending quite nicely. On that note, Wolfie, thank you very much, and have a great day.
Yes, and see you tonight at 7 o'clock.
All right, thanks, Wolfie. See you. Bye.
Yeah, but